Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Have you ever felt it? That strange tension in the air when she's around you. Like something is there, something intense, but she's doing everything she can to hide it. It's not in what she says, it's in what she almost says, and that's what makes it dangerous. Before we go deeper, make sure you subscribe and like this video, because what you're about to hear might completely change how you see her and yourself. Now listen carefully. Men are often taught to look for obvious signs, flirting, texting, compliments, but obsession doesn't behave like that. Obsession is quiet, controlled. It hides behind restraint. And when a woman is trying to conceal how deeply she feels, her behavior becomes contradictory. She'll confuse you. One moment she's distant, the next she's fully present. You start questioning yourself. Is it real, or am I imagining this? That confusion, that's not accidental. It's a leak, a crack in the control she's trying so hard to maintain. You see, when a woman is obsessed with you but hiding it, she's fighting two battles at once. One is emotional. She feels pulled toward you in a way she can't fully explain. The other is psychological. She's trying to maintain power, composure, dignity. And that internal conflict, it shows. Not loudly, not clearly, but in subtle, almost invisible ways that most men completely miss. She won't chase you like someone casually interested. Instead, she'll orbit you. Stay close enough to feel you, but far enough to never be exposed. And here's where it gets even more interesting. The more she tries to suppress it, the more it leaks out in behaviors she doesn't even realize she's showing. Micro-expressions, timing, energy shifts. The way she reacts when you're not paying attention. This is where most men fail. They look at words. But obsession isn't in words, it's in patterns. And once you learn to see those patterns, you can't unsee them. Because when a woman is secretly obsessed with you, she doesn't just like you, she studies you, watches you, feels affected by you in ways that go far beyond attraction. But she will never admit it, not directly. So the only way to understand what's really happening is to read what she can't control. And that's exactly what I'm about to show you. Now pay close attention, because the second sign is something most men completely overlook, yet it reveals more than any confession ever could. When she is secretly obsessed with you, her attention becomes inconsistent in a very specific way, not random but controlled. She will sometimes pull away just when things feel warm, not because she has lost interest, but because the intensity of her feelings scares her and she needs to regain emotional control. That push and pull you experience is not confusion for her, it is regulation. And while she may appear calm on the surface, internally she is more engaged than she lets on, constantly checking her own reactions to avoid giving herself away. You might notice she takes longer to respond at certain moments, or becomes overly careful with her tone, choosing her words as if each one carries weight. This is not disinterest, it is self-control under emotional pressure. She is trying to maintain a version of herself that feels safe, composed, and in charge, even while her internal experience is far more intense than what she expresses outwardly. And here is what most men misunderstand: that inconsistency is not a lack of interest, it is often a sign of emotional overinvestment that she is attempting to regulate. When someone is emotionally invested beyond their comfort level, they do not move closer in a straight line, they oscillate between closeness and distance. And if you are paying attention, you will feel that rhythm in how she interacts with you, even if she never explains it. Because obsession, when hidden, does not show up as certainty, it shows up as fluctuation. We continue building toward understanding the deeper patterns, but right now the key thing to recognize is this. What feels like mixed signals is often controlled emotional containment. And when a woman is containing her emotions around you, it is usually because those emotions feel significant enough to expose her vulnerability if revealed too quickly. You are not dealing with randomness, you are dealing with restraint, and restraint always has a reason behind it. And the more meaningful you are to her, the more carefully she will manage her behavior around you, not to hide indifference, but to protect what she feels. That is the first layer most men never see, and recognizing it changes how you interpret her silence, distance, and presence entirely today. When a woman is secretly obsessed with you, her curiosity about your life becomes unusually specific. She won't just ask general questions. She will remember small details you mentioned once in passing, things you barely considered important, and later bring them up at unexpected moments. This is not casual interest. This is mental tracking. Her mind starts building a continuous picture of who you are, how you think, what matters to you, and what kind of emotional responses you tend to have in different situations. And she does this quietly. You may notice that she pays attention to your habits, your preferences, the way you speak about certain topics, even subtle changes in your mood. It's almost as if she is learning you without announcing that she is doing it. At the same time, she will rarely admit how much she notices, because admitting it would reveal too much. So instead, her awareness shows up indirectly. She references things you forgot you told her. She reacts in ways that align with your personality patterns. She becomes familiar with your rhythm without openly acknowledging the effort behind it. This level of attentiveness is not random attraction. It requires emotional investment. When someone is indifferent, they do not store details. They do not revisit conversations in their mind. They do not mentally organize information about you over time. But when obsession is present, even if hidden, the mind keeps returning to the same person again and again, trying to understand them more deeply, sometimes without conscious intent. And here's the subtle part most men miss. She may act composed, even detached at times, but her memory of you tells a different story. The level of detail she retains is a reflection of how much mental space you occupy. You become a reference point in her thinking, not just someone she interacts with, but someone she evaluates, revisits, and quietly studies. And while she continues to maintain control in her outward behavior, her internal world is already engaged far beyond what she is willing to show. This is why her reactions can feel unusually informed, almost as if she understands you in ways others don't, because she has been paying attention, consistently, even when you thought she wasn't. And that silent observation is one of the clearest indicators that her feelings are not surface level, but something she is carefully managing and trying not to reveal. Another subtle sign appears in how she reacts to your attention, or the lack of it. When a woman is secretly obsessed with you, your attention carries disproportionate emotional weight for her. Not in an obvious, expressive way, but internally. She tracks it. You may notice that when you shift your focus away from her, her behavior subtly changes. Not in a dramatic or attention-seeking way, but in small recalibrations. She might become slightly more present, more engaged, or more deliberate in how she interacts with you. This isn't coincidence. Her emotional state is partially tied to your level of engagement, even if she never admits it. She becomes aware, almost instinctively, of when your attention is directed toward her and when it isn't. And here's where it becomes more revealing. When she has your attention, she may act composed, sometimes even neutral. But when she senses that your attention is no longer centered on her, a shift occurs in her energy that she carefully manages to keep hidden. This is because your attention represents more than just interaction to her. It represents validation, connection, and emotional proximity, things she values but does not want to appear dependent on. So instead of openly seeking it, she subtly positions herself in ways that increase the likelihood of receiving it again. She may re-enter conversations at the right moment, adjust her tone, or create opportunities to be noticed without directly asking for it. To an untrained eye, these behaviors seem casual, but when you look closely, they follow a pattern. She is not chasing attention in a loud or obvious way. She is aligning herself with your awareness, staying within your psychological field without stepping too far forward. This is what makes it difficult to detect. Because she is not pursuing you directly, she is orbiting your attention. And that orbit becomes tighter when her feelings are stronger, even if she continues to maintain a composed exterior. The key insight here is simple but powerful. People who are indifferent do not respond to your attention with subtle behavioral adjustments. But someone who is emotionally invested, especially someone trying to hide it, will always reveal their internal state through how they respond when your attention shifts. And once you begin to notice that, you start seeing patterns that were always there, but previously invisible. Now let's talk about something even more revealing, her emotional reactions to you that seem slightly out of proportion compared to the situation. When a woman is secretly obsessed with you, her emotions are not always neutral when it comes to you. Small things you say or do can have a noticeable impact on her mood, even if she tries to conceal it. You might say something casually, something you didn't think twice about, and later you sense a shift in her tone, her energy, or her level of engagement. She may not express disagreement directly, and she may not confront you, but internally your words have landed more deeply than she lets on. This happens because when someone is emotionally invested, their sensitivity to the source of that investment increases. She becomes more aware of your opinions, more affected by your tone, and more attuned to the meaning behind your words, even when you are not intentionally directing anything toward her. At the same time, she will work to maintain composure. She may respond calmly, appear unaffected, or even neutralize the moment by changing the topic or adjusting her expression. But beneath that control, there is a processing phase happening internally. She is analyzing what you said, how you said it, and what it might imply about your perception of her. And this internal processing is not random, it is consistent with emotional attachment. Another subtle layer is how she remembers emotionally charged moments with you more vividly than neutral ones. Conversations that seemed ordinary to you may carry lasting significance for her because they triggered an internal response she had to regulate. This creates a pattern where her reactions are not always proportional to the surface-level interaction, but they are aligned with the emotional meaning she assigns to you. And here's what most men miss. Indifference produces neutrality, but obsession, even when hidden, produces responsiveness. Not loud, not obvious, but present in timing, tone, and subtle shifts in behavior that reveal she is not just interacting with you, she is emotionally processing you. And when someone is processing you at that level, it means you occupy a space in their mind that goes beyond casual interaction. It means your presence has weight. And that weight is something she is carefully balancing, trying to experience without exposing how deeply it affects her. The final sign is the one that ties everything together, and it often goes unnoticed because it appears as something completely normal on the surface. When a woman is secretly obsessed with you, she creates repeated opportunities to be near you, speak with you, or exist within your environment without making it look intentional. This is not coincidence, it is subtle positioning. You may notice that she shows up in the same places, joins similar conversations, or finds reasons that allow her to maintain proximity to you without explicitly revealing why she is doing so. She may not approach you directly every time, but her presence becomes consistent enough that you begin to recognize a pattern. And that pattern is not random. It reflects a psychological pull she is trying to satisfy while still maintaining control over how she is perceived. At the same time, she will avoid making her intentions too obvious. She doesn't want to appear predictable, available, or emotionally exposed. So instead of direct pursuit, she uses indirect alignment. She places herself within your orbit in ways that feel natural, even if they are quietly intentional. Another layer to observe is how she reacts when other people show interest in you. Even if she remains composed, there can be subtle changes in her behavior, slight shifts in attention, tone, or engagement, because your interactions with others trigger internal comparisons she does not voice out loud. This is not about jealousy in an obvious sense, but about awareness of your value in her perception. And that perception influences how she behaves around you. She may become more attentive, more present, or more deliberate in those moments, while still maintaining an outward appearance of neutrality. What makes this final sign so important is that it combines consistency with restraint. She is not randomly appearing in your life, and she is not openly expressing dependence. Instead, she is carefully maintaining proximity while controlling visibility, balancing her desire to be near you with her need to stay composed. When you see all these behaviors together, attention, memory, emotional responsiveness, controlled distance, and repeated positioning, you begin to understand the full picture. Obsession, when hidden, is not loud or obvious. It is structured, it is managed, and it reveals itself through patterns that persist over time, not through isolated moments. Once you recognize those patterns, you stop relying on words alone and start understanding the behavior beneath them.